and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Chuck this team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025. Today. Just going the other way. Still going back. The drag walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Derby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
There we go. What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome into Tuesday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo005 _ on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. You know it, you love it. Go check it out. Again, you can check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Also, I know I've never told you this before, Pitchfork Lunchers. You know where else you can go? You can go to my most wonderful IG. How awesome is that, right? All you gotta do is go to Instagram. You guys know how to get there. And just go to michael.caratino.5. I know, pretty easy. Dot between the first and last name, .5 at the end. And guess what? You will be following me there, hanging out. You can check out Pitchfork Lunch Live every day. So again, don't be bashful. And as you guys know, last but definitely not least, YouTube. Go to YouTube because why? You know, at Pitchfork Lunchers, you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews here, whether it be coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum for many a different generation. Yes, you have missed that all here on Pitchfork Lunch. So yes, my suggestion is go and check it out because you have a lot to catch up on. And when I say a plethora and a lot to catch up on, guess what? You can go binge watch season 1, keep watching season 3 here. Binge watch season 2, yes, still keep watching season 3. And then when season 4 starts, you should be all caught up. And we'll be rolling. But again, we're not rushing to that. We still got a lot going on, obviously, in Sun Devil Nation with women's tennis. Yes, a little news there. I said it on I'll let you know on the post. A little awesome news with women's tennis, and then men's tennis as well too. Awesome news. Also, we'll hear from Coach Bartlett today, softball wise, and probably check out a few. Hear again what she had to say after a weekend of playing, a senior weekend. Playing Texas Tech. Again, talked about it yesterday, dropping those 3 games. So that, my friends, is the tough part. So yes, there's a lot. Not making a difference. A lot to again get to, but yes, a lot of awesome stuff going down. Like you said with tennis, baseball and softball this last week. This is the last regular season. Well, conference weekend, conference games versus BYU, and it will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, my friends. As you guys know, BYU does not play on Sundays, as we talked about. But we'll hear from Coach Bartlett. I promised you that yesterday. We'll hear from Coach Bartlett. Yes, we will recap a little more baseball as well. See what we can get from baseball. But yeah, tennis, the Penn Relays too. To get to all that, absolutely awesome. So yes. But I am Michael Caratino, again, at Diablo005 _ on X, formerly known as Twitter. And I was telling you all this because, I was talking about YouTube. You need to go and subscribe. Watch live, but subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. All you have to do is go to YouTube. You know how to get there. You see my name, Michael Caratino, but my page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. And subscribe, because, again, you have missed a ton. And, it's kind of a bummer that you have missed a ton. So, But again, you can get all caught up. That's why I say, hey, I'm happy you're here. Forks up. Glad you're here, Pitchfork Lunchers, new Pitchfork Lunchers. But shame on you. Where have you been? And my daily Pitchfork Lunchers, I know, look forward to me saying that. Probably not, but I crack myself up either way. And yes, come on, I'm here to entertain you, educate you, and entertain myself too. So why not? What the hell? So yeah, so softball at BYU, like I said, coming up their weekend, and then baseball goes to Orlando as they will be taking on UCF, and on the way back they have a midweek against Missouri. But we'll get to that. The awesome news though, women's tennis, guys, absolutely huge. So stoked. They were selected to host the Tempe Regional in the NCAA tournament. Yes, Sun Devil women's tennis was selected for the NCAA tournament for the 38th consecutive years. Coach McInerney leaves. Coach Jackson comes in and says, you know what? Let's just keep this going. And absolutely does. And making its 40th all-time appearance in the NCAA tournament since 1985. As announced, it was announced yesterday afternoon. The Sun Devils have earned the right to host the Tempe Regional by securing the 16th seed, ending the regular season ITA polls at number 15. Yeah, and we again talked about it on here, maybe not enough, but did talk about it a lot, as you guys know, what they've been doing, what they have did. And yeah, so the Maroon and Gold will open the tournament against Denver Friday, May 1st. UCLA and San Diego State will be the other two teams joining our Sun Devils, Forks Up, and Denver this weekend. Match times will be announced, well, at a later date. So it is this Friday. But yes, get on out to the Whiteman Tennis Center this weekend. Let's get, again, get loud. Again, don't be obnoxiously loud because, yes, during service, just like golf, you can start cheering and going crazy afterwards. But nonetheless, yeah, this weekend. So very stoked for that. And again, not that you wouldn't have went anyway, but just think baseball, softball, and lacrosse in the Big 12 tournament, they're all on the road. Get on out, support women's tennis, let it absolutely rock. I mean, they, again, hosting it 38 consecutive years, making the tournament. And not just like, oh, they make the tournament and they're gone. Like, they've made deep runs throughout the years. I know you diehard Devils, you know this, so I'm not trying to be redundant, and I'm not assuming you don't know. I know you know. But, man, so stoked for women's tennis. And, yes, they are hosting it. And the men are actually headed to, I want to say, the men were selected when obviously they released the men's and women's tennis brackets. The Sun Devil men's tennis was assigned to, again, not far. They got to go on the road, but still not far. The San Diego Regional, hosted by number 15 seed USD. ASU will face number 21 UCLA to kick off the first round on Friday, May 1st. And you can yeah, on Friday, May 1st. So they will be in San Diego for that. So, yeah, and they'll take on number 21, like I said, UCLA. You got the first round. So UCLA, USD, and ASU. Who is the fourth team? Who is... Since tennis got reinstated in 2018, ASU it includes 6 appearances, 4 of which have now come in the last 4 seasons. So again, Coach Harris crushing it, Forks Up. ASU has not made it past the second round of the tournament. since reinstatement. But again, hey, not that it's easy, as we know, but they're there. They can definitely get there and beyond. Seeing with this team again, haven't been out to only one match, but still, again, getting to watch, getting to see highlights. Well, I mean, not just highlights, like I guess you could say extended. Geeking out over this stuff like I do. But that being said, UC Santa Barbara. So it's ASU, UCLA, USD, and UC Santa Barbara. So with the win on Friday, ASU would either face the winner of USD or UC Santa Barbara on May 2nd. You can follow along. Fans can keep up with all the live action and news of the Sun Devil Men's Tennis by following at Sun Devil Men's Tennis on Instagram and X, and Sun Devil Men's Tennis on Facebook and on sundevils.com. So I want to say I thought these might be on ESPN Plus, but again, have to find that one out. So again, they'll be in San Diego, the home of Ron Burgundy. The Herm won Jillian and Colby Neal, actually, as we know, that's where they are from. So yes, that is awesome. So yeah, that's big news though. Women's tennis getting to host, and yeah, I'm looking very, 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 very forward to that. But hey, we're going to take a break. When we get back, it's just going to come right into, we're going to hear from Coach Bartlett from Friday and Sunday. I'll play Fridays, then I'll go to Sundays. Saturday was senior day. You guys saw, I brought that to you here yesterday. We honor the Sun Devil softball seniors. Forks up. You girls have crushed it. Whether here for multiple years, here for a year, just giving it all. And hey, but not over yet. Let's go crush BYU. But we'll step aside. We'll hear from Coach Bartlett Friday and Sunday after. Actually, from Sunday, because I have Friday and Sunday. We'll see. Anyway, we'll hear from Coach Bartlett. I have both, so it doesn't really matter. But we'll hear from Coach Bartlett and, go from there. Talk a little more tennis and a little more baseball. But again, just ripping through here. Taco Tuesday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch, which will have more coming right up.
Grace. Brady Vernon, are you good?
Oh no, I thought he pulled your credential. At some point, we're gonna win when you show up. I promise, buddy. I swear we do have 35 of them. So.
Coach, just take us to the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, Nyjah threw beautifully today. We hit a few balls hard. Didn't come up with hits in scoring position. I actually thought Issa threw a pretty good game. She was using both sides of the plate. Off speed was working today. So the reality is that is a lot of All-Americans and all-region hitters in one lineup, and it's a little bit too much for them today. So I don't know. Take our chance for the conference tournament, hopefully. So we're gonna make it hard on them for sure.
Questions?
To kind of piggyback about community that makes it such a tough coach to face.
Fierce competitor. She's running it in the 70s. Great up ball, great curveball. She has an outstanding changeup. Pretty much, if you were going to build a prototypical, I wanted to design a superstar in softball, you would call her Nyjah. So I mean, it's all of it. It's the velo, it's the spin, it's the command. She gets a lot of swing and miss in the zone, and anytime you can do that when you run into the 70s, you pretty much have a recipe for an All-American. So she's quite good.
Since 2022, conference play has been a little bit of a struggle for the Sun Devils. Last year is the first time I went above 500. How do you kind of make it so that 2024 conference play wasn't, or 2025, excuse me, wasn't just a flash in the pan?
Stay healthy and stay healthy. I mean, that's the reality that, resources and depth will protect you from a lot of things, but when you're, All-American and you're all-region kid, go down for a month of the season. It's the name of the game. That is why most of the teams you will see, at least in softball, I'm going to make the conjecture, probably college athletics, in their Elite Eight, Frozen Four, World Series in our sport. It's a lot of veteran teams and probably pretty healthy teams. Like your veterans have found a way to start to finish, stay on the field, and do what it takes to host a regional, win a super, get it really colorful. So I don't know. That doesn't really feel always controllable. So we're just going to continue to work really, really hard when we can in the off season and continue to recruit really wonderful athletes into the program that are hopefully multi-sport athletes. So that's my PSA to all those parents out there. Please, please, please let your kids play something else besides softball from the time they're 10 year round. Because the reality of, I don't think it's just softball, and I don't think it's my team. We're seeing a lot of injuries in elite athletes across the board right now. So it's really healthy.
Coach, you talk about obviously the team's battle. I know in talking to you, it's not about silver lining, but just a constant fight on adjusting, like you said, to a lineup like this. Going forward into BYU, like taking that and then going into Big 12, what do you take from that as a team? What does the team take from that?
Yeah, I mean, what they need to hang on to is the things we did really, really well this weekend. Because we threw a few runners out. There were some nice transitions out there. We got some balls out of the yard on to what are going to be first-team All-Americans. There were just so many good things, and consistency definitely continues to be a bit of a struggle. But the reality is that's a good ball club that's probably going to compete for a national championship. So take the good, carry what you can with you into the next weekend, and go take care of business.
Since day one against Oklahoma, Club Farrington has been rocking. Today, same thing, sold out crowd has been throughout the weekend. Could you just talk about, last game of the season, home game at least, could you talk about the crowd support that Club Farrington has given the Sun Devils this year?
We have the best fans in the country and the most gorgeous ballpark to play it in. Very grateful that I got the opportunity to lead this program, and Graham Rossini continues to, I think, invest in our fan experience and certainly our ball club, and I just expect it to continue to get better and better as the years go on.
And then earlier in the season, played Oklahoma, played a couple of good teams and got losses. Now with the Big 12 tournament, NCAA tournament around the corner, what do these losses tell you more than the ones in the beginning of the season, that could have been up to just like rusty or whatever?
Yeah, I think we're a pretty process-oriented group, right? And our coaching staff certainly pushes those kids hard. So I don't know that there's a blanket one-off around here. Like, we're, I think, preparing really hard, preparing the right way. You've got to execute when it matters. And certainly the great teams in postseason have a little bit of momentum on their side. So when we get momentum, we've got to find a way to keep it, roll it into the next game, and make good on opportunities. But yeah, all in all, I think I was pretty pleased with preseason. I mean, you take a loss to Oklahoma in a 2-1 ball game early, and it's like somebody was on base when they hit a ball out, somebody was on base when they hit a ball out. I mean, you keep the margins 2-1 with Patty Gasso, anybody in the country is going to take those odds. So, you know, it's just as time's gone on, we got to be consistent, big moments on all three sides of the ball.
How important was it for Sam to get 3 runners this series, especially with how aggressive Texas Tech runs?
She's got a big time arm. So she got Maya Davis at the end of that game, which was super, super proud of her. And actually, that throw to third base was beautiful. It was right on the money. Brooklyn was just a little bit late to get there, which is, you know, that's a big risk, big reward play for that reason, right? You beat the shortstop and the ball is up in left field, you score a run. So, but my God, like, Maya Davis, she does so many things well, but like, we as a society don't make Maya Davis on the bases anymore. Like, she's so good out there. So frustrating when she's not in our dugout, certainly, but you've got to give kudos to the kid that, man, her instincts are excellent, her timing's great, and she can fly. And but actually, yeah, I was really pleased with Sammy this weekend, because I don't know that her pitchers, Sammy makes our pitching staff look easy to catch, and they're not, right? You have a lot of 70-plus throwers that I would love to tell you they're always hitting their spots. You know, but Sam does a tremendous job, and she's got a great arm. So the fact that I think that's a little bit of wind in her sails for sure.
I know, and pitching-wise, you talk about, like, obviously the mentality, like, you know, Sam working with them, but like to come in relief. Obviously, I mean, Mika's done such a phenomenal job, and I know the mindset is to get batters out, but at the same time, like, just what is that, having that advantage, like to have somebody like her come in, or even like Kenzie come in a relief role later in the game? For how much of it, I guess, an advantage is it for you guys, and what kind of mindset do they take?
You know, we've used all 3 of those arms pretty interchangeably throughout the year, and at this point, we're trying to just use Mackenzie thoughtfully, right? Like, she's going to have a really long regional, and she's going to throw a lot of innings. So the fact that Issa and Mika, it was funny, we actually had a conversation with them last night about who wanted to go in what order, and they were all like, we don't care, we're just going to pitch, we're going to go win games, and the 3 of them really trust one another, which is great. So, you know, we've got good kids, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get a win and help the ball club.
What did you see in Issa today? Do you think her stat line wasn't like up to, you know, winning this one?
No, actually, I thought Issa threw really well today. I think Texas Tech is really good. That's a lot of All-Americans and first-team All-Region hitters they compiled into one lineup. I thought she was using both sides of the plate well. The off-speed was working today. You know, they got a couple balls just out, and that's millimeters on the bat, right? So I actually thought East threw really well today. You get through, 6 innings against Tech, and I think it was a 5-1 ball game at that point. I mean, the reality is we were going to have to hit for her. Like, you're not beating Tech with 1 run. That's just not a thing that's going to happen. So really, for me, I thought she did her part, and we had to steal some momentum back and start to chip away, you know, the runs a little bit. So I was happy with her.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach from Sunday. I didn't play Fridays because I realized I had put that out there. So that was Sundays. And again, she talks about, obviously, yeah, I mean, Isaac Kennedy, you know, signed $2 million NIL deals, one, you know, per year. She transferred from Stanford, and yeah, she's crushing. There were some home runs that offer again, and even Caitlin Williams, and Caitlin Terry. Sorry, she said Mia Williams, Caitlin Terry. But yeah, this is I mean, it is loaded with All-American hitters, and it's I mean, I think over 4.5 million, and again, $1 million of that going to Kennedy, but still 4.9 million, 4.7, something like that. Front Office Sports, I had a thing on it a little bit back, and I know I saw it, but yeah, this is that's insane. But it doesn't mean it'll buy you a championship, Pitchfork Luncher says. We know that. So, but it does help when you can have that kind of scratch and land it. So, but yeah, I mean, I like what obviously Coach said there. I mean, with that pitching, I mean, yeah, you do have, Aisa, the lefty, and obviously, yes, and Mika Lupi, who, as a righty comes in and just, again, they're all different. And yes, Kenzie Brown, the All-American, who phenomenal video that the wonderful SID Chris put out. Saw Chris when I was talking to Tanya, came by, did a flyby, said hi on Pitchfork Lunch to everybody out there, which is awesome. So, but that he put a video out of Kenzie Brown striking out. This is awesome. I want you to like the batters she struck out, and just you know what, you can have a little bit of fun. You can go look at what they did. It says there's it says this 33-second video shows Kenzie Brown striking out Texas Tech's Mia Williams, who we just talked about, yes, who's just a nuisance on the bases. UNC's Emily Leggett, yeah. Michigan's Lauren Putz, yes. Oklahoma's Ella Parker was there for that, yes. And Oklahoma's Gabby Garcia, who we know can just smash the freaking covers off the ball. So yeah, she has K'd all those batters, and but yeah, Kenzie Brown, like I said, is just done. It's just amazing what she has done. And this team, again, in their offense, I mean, we see what Tanya Wendell means at the top of the lineup. Sam Swan, obviously, catching these pitchers. And like Coach Bartlett said right there, the sign of great catchers is, catchers are at some level, yes, you're catching different pitchers, and yeah, they're going to put something here. It's just getting in a rhythm with a pitcher. So when you're catching multiple, obviously like in the major leagues, it's one of those things where when you make it look that seemingly easy, and when you go from a dominant righty with the pitches to having a lefty, well, two lefties actually. I mean, Mary Peyton Hodge, the freshman, yes, took a little, in non-conference, obviously the non-conference start to the season, she got on the mound and, looked good. Yeah, she battled, she grinded. So I'm very excited to see, obviously, what she does, but not excited. We don't need the season to end yet. But I love what Coach Bartlett said there. That's just their team is, resilient. That's why I asked her, because I know, coaches say it's, not about silver linings. It's not about anything. You're not just gonna, hang your hat on silver linings, right? We all get that. We all know that. But when there are things to take from the good you did, like Coach said, hitting home runs, hitting home runs, getting on base, striking out. There are things that, yes, you have to build on, but just, again, consistently, and against, as Coach would know, against really, really hard pitchers to pitch against, it's tough to do. And that's what I love, again, about this team. And yeah, when they're hitting and passing the bat, which they can do, it's insane to me, guys. It is insane because they are very, 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 very talented. So that in and of itself is fun to see. And then when you see what Kenzie Brown can do, and Sam Swan, like she said, picking off on the base. If you saw that, Brooklyn Ulrich, actually saw a phenomenal picture of one of the great photographers that's been around ASU sports for a long time. He got one, and it looked like, Brooklyn Ulrich had, was coming over. The ball got by, but she had collided with the umpire who, I mean, yes, he's got to see it and got to be able to make the call, but he's still got to get out of the way. Brooklyn didn't have a chance to really stop the ball. So, yes, a run did come in, but man, I mean, that's a tough way to look at. But Tanya Wendell got, like I said, top of the lineup because, again, Kaylee Pond did a heck of a job when Tanya was down. But it's just that comfort of having her at the top and everybody down, and then having your second leadoff hitter, which, again, she's been on much more. And, again, the contact, everything, just seemingly since the last like 2.5 weeks. And not that she hasn't been hit all season, but it's just been seemingly up and down for her. But now it's so on the up is for Tiare Ho Ching, who's done an awesome job. And I know, being in that 9 hole, it's like being the second leadoff hitter. You have to be able to turn over the lineups, against these tougher pitchers that you're going to see. So, lastly, before we get out of here, I just want to remind you guys that the softball Big 12 standings, because I did not get to those yesterday, after getting swept, again, they were 8-10. They were right there. Now they're 8-13. Tied for 8th with Iowa State, who's also 8-13. Utah is 8-12-1, and they had that tie with UCF, who's 12-8-1. So BYU is 7-14, which is a good thing for Sun Devil fans, as they have definitely struggled. But they sweep BYU and get to 11 wins. That can potentially catapult them above Utah and above Baylor. So they would actually go to 6th, which means they would play Oklahoma State. They would play Oklahoma State in the first round of the Big 12 tournament, in which that was their first Big 12 series win, because I guess there was a second Big 12 series of conference play for them when they took on Oklahoma State at Farrington, and they won the series. They won the first two, 3-2 and 8, and then 5-4, and then lost 4-0 on that Sunday. But you took 2 out of 3 from Oklahoma State. So if you sweep them, I mean, I know they always say beware of what you wish for, but I mean, they lost 9-5 to Utah in 8, then they lost 15-0 in 5, and 11-6 in 6 innings, and that was the whole time thing. ASU was coming back. I would love to see Utah again in that, and in the Big 12. I'd love to see ASU rematch when Utah can't run away with, we have to travel out of here. Not going to happen in the postseason. So, but yeah, if ASU wins all 3 and they go to 11-13, I mean, chances are they could also be ahead of Baylor, depending on what Baylor does in Utah. I know it's a lot. I'll get to who they're playing later. I just wanted to get that out there today, because Texas Tech, again, that's their back-to-back Big 12 champs. With that sweep, they are 19-2. So even if they lost, I want to say they play Utah this weekend. Let me see real quick. Just real quick. Oh, no, they play Baylor. So they play Baylor. So Texas Tech could definitely sweep Baylor. Utah, real quick, and we're going to get out of here wishing somebody a very happy birthday. Oh, Utah plays the team down south. But they play in it's at Utah. So that'll be very interesting. Yeah, Arizona's already 15-6, so unfortunately we can't catch them even sweeping BYU. But I mean, if they take 2 or 3, ASU would surpass them too. And if Texas Tech were just to take 1 of 3, because they would be. Oh no! If Texas Tech takes 2 or 3 too from Baylor, and ASU takes all 3, they would leapfrog at Baylor. They would leapfrog Utah, and they would be right behind UCF, who's chasing Kansas, and Oklahoma State at 14-7. So yeah. Anyway, just wanted to get to that, but. Guys, we're gonna get out of here, but we're gonna get out of here on this. It is the birthday of this guy. I will get it. Hold on. Hold on, I got it.
I thought it was good energy, good intent.
Yep, right there. Happy birthday to Kenny Dillingham. It is his birthday today. So again, from me over here at Pitchfork Lunch and all the Pitchfork Lunchers, Coach, happy birthday to you. Again, it's been 3 years since he took the job, said activate the Valley. And this man is delivering. His coaches are hot on, and as he is as well, but hot on the recruiting trail. And but it is his birthday today on the recruiting trail. So hopefully, again, a recruit sees him and says, yeah, Coach, as a birthday present for you, I'm in. Let's go. Let's get to work. Forks up. But yes, happy birthday to Coach Dillingham. When he was hired again, he was the youngest coach in the Power 4, Power 5 in college football. So yes, so stoked. And obviously him and his wife Bree just had their second son. So again, awesome that, and leading the Devils program. So happy birthday to Coach Dillingham. And we were going to end on that. You guys have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. And you guys know what I say. Make them spicy. Whether you put a little sriracha, Tabasco, Frank's Red Hot, Cholula, little jalapenos, maybe some cilantro. Just make them a little spicy. That's how, try it the Pitchfork Lunch Way. That's how I like it. I like the show. So, but we are going to get out of here today. But yeah, go enjoy the tacos. Make them a little spicy. At Diablo005_ on X, formerly known as the Twitter, my IG, Michael.13.5, the YouTube channel, guys. Watch live. Go subscribe, though. Go subscribe. As again, you have a lot to catch up on, a plethora of phenomenal con reviews and content to catch up on. So Before we get out of here, again, just want to remind everybody, thanks to reigning back-to-back Big 12 champs women's volleyball, it is hashtag our state, and yes, Team Down South. They always want me to reminded me that it is, and I need to remind you that it is hashtag our state. So thank you to them for that. We are going to get out of here. Again, have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. I know yesterday I said maybe with the guest tomorrow. Think we're going to land that guest. So have a phenomenal day, and I will see you tomorrow here on Pitchfork Lunch. And as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State.
Right.
I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Farmer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Poole, touchdown. Red flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scatterboom. Scatterboom breaks defenders. Here he goes again.
Scatterboom is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter.